That's an interesting question, one I haven't had before. I mean, if it was on a dating app that you had to swipe to the left or the right, then I guess it'd have to be pretty immediate. So I'd say a burly redhead seeks intelligent woman from the future. I love filming in Scotland. Is where I was born and brought up, and the show is obviously about Scotland. We have a lot of the culture and the history of Scotland in the show. And for me to come back here and to be filming something that's very close to my heart has been a real treat. And over the course of 3 years, I've got to really rediscover what it is to be Scottish. And my passion for Scotland, and then to see also how the industry here has really supported the show. We have a great studios set up here and a vast array of talented crew and production craftspeople that build the sets, etc. So, yeah, it's a real celebration of Scotland. Growing up in Scotland, I think we always fall for the more romantic, idolized stories, and I certainly played out, being Bonnie Prince Charlie or William Wallace, Robert the Bruce. So yeah, I think my um, initial reaction was to lie with the Jacobites. But having said that, there are a lot of intricacies, a lot of grey areas, like any, I suppose, any conflict. And there were certainly some Scots that were involved in the British Army. But then the British did some pretty horrific things to Scotland afterwards. So, yeah, I'm glad that I wasn't born in that period. Playing Jamie Fraser has been a great challenge from the first season. Physically, putting on weight, becoming more athletic, more physically uh, dominant, learning to fight with sword and taj or horse riding. I had to learn that from the beginning. I had done other films and TV shows where I had to ride horses, but I was a big liar, like most actors are when they walk into the audition. They tell them that they were born and raised in a stables, and then actually have no idea which end of a horse to sit on. But during the show, I've got to learn to ride horses, and that's been terrific. Speaking Gaelic in the first season, especially, we had to learn a lot of Gaelic and French in season two. So yeah, there've been many challenges. And I think that's what the great thing about this show is that there's constantly a new skill to learn and a new challenge each episode. Yeah, the original kilts were a very long piece of plaid, the woven cloth, and traditionally, I think you see in one of the episodes, you see that the plaid is laid down on the floor, and traditionally you would fold the pleats into the kilt, lie down on it, and wrap it around yourself. And especially in season one, that was a real part of the character for me to understand how to, how he even dresses himself, how he prepares for battle, and then the loss of the kilt or not wearing as much in season two was really a big part of sort of Jamie hiding himself or Jamie playing another role. And then in season three, again, the British they banned the use of tartan, of speaking of Gaelic, of the Scottish culture. And obviously Jamie is a convict and also on the run from the British. So it's sort of part of his identity that he loses. Unanimously, everything in a kilt is better. Whether it's drinking in a bar or riding a horse or fighting. There's a great freedom to it, and it regulates its temperature, so I recommend it. Yeah, season three is a real interesting journey. It's especially for my character. I think it's a really interesting place that Jamie wakes up. Um, on the battlefield and expected to die. And at first, he does not know whether he's in heaven or hell. And from that point onwards, there's a real discovery of who Jamie is. He becomes a shadow of himself. He is trying not to be Jamie Alexander, Malcolm Mackenzie Fraser. He's trying to be everyone but that. So it's a great journey for me as an actor. The story is remarkably different to the other seasons, and I think again that's the great joy of our show, that it takes you on this beautiful journey.